Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's podcast, Naturally Navigating the Winter Blues, Tips for Seasonal Affective Disorder. I'm joined, if you're watching on video, I'm joined by my cat Holly, and I've got Rowan, Seren, and Bambi all here. Now, if like me, you feel blue in the winter, then I've got some great tips for you. And seasonal changes can affect so many people. And I think even if you are someone who enjoys autumn and winter, you still can feel a bit down at this time of year. My name is Dr. Helene. I'm an emergency medicine doctor and also an essential oil expert, and I love to help people with an integrative approach to their health and that of their pets. So, the seasonal changes can be a huge blow to your emotions, but there is help. And, we're going to, like I said, we're going to go over some little tips to help you with this shift to shorter days. And I mean, it literally is getting dark so early now, and the less sunlight really can affect us. And this is called seasonal affective disorder. I actually think, sorry, Rowan's decided to dig on the floor there. I do actually think that calling it winter blues is kind of making it seem less serious than it actually is, because it is actually a real thing. And, it is always recommended, I should say, that you get a proper diagnosis, but often some little lifestyle changes can really help and give you significant support. So, the reduced sunlight in winter actually disrupts the balance of key neurotransmitters and hormones that regulate mood, sleep, and the internal body clock, which is called our circadian rhythm. Now, I normally feel this shift starting about sort of August, September time. And I think the reason I'm not feeling it as much this year is, to be honest, 2025 has been real pants for me. If you follow me on social media, you know I lost two of my dogs, and another of my dogs has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. So we really have had a poor year. So I think I haven't had such a big drop that I would normally have in my emotions. But that's not to say that I'm not feeling it, because I don't like winter or autumn. I'm a spring summer girl. So let's just look at, what key neurochemical disruption there is. So first of all, serotonin imbalance. So serotonin is the neurotransmitter that makes us feel happy. And so what they've found is that people with seasonal affective disorder often show reduced levels of serotonin. So reduced sunlight leads to increased activity of the serotonin transporter, which is responsible for mopping up and recycling serotonin from the synapses. So that's the spaces between the nerve cells. And the more active that is, it means there's less free serotonin available to signal between neurons, leading to depressive symptoms like low mood and decreased pleasure. Then we've got melatonin overproduction. So melatonin is the hormone that regulates the sleep-wake cycle and is produced by the pineal gland in response to darkness. So for those who are suffering with SAD, the changes in seasons often disrupts its timing. So the shorter, darker days cause the body to produce more melatonin for a longer period of time, which means that you start feeling more tired, and you get this feeling of fatigue, low energy, and what's called hypersomnia. So that's oversleeping. And then there's circadian rhythm misalignment. So the body's internal 24-hour clock, the circadian rhythm, is primarily set by morning light hitting the eyes. And with less intense and shorter morning light in winter, the internal clock can become misaligned. Specifically, it may be phase delayed. So this means the body feels as if it's still nighttime, disrupting the natural timing of hormone release like cortisol and melatonin, and contributing to persistent fatigue and mood changes. Now, interestingly for me, because I don't normally get up till 9 o'clock, because I work till 2 a.m., I actually don't get that problem. It's probably the only benefit to having sort of the shifts and SAD, is because actually that's one thing that my circadian rhythm isn't misaligned, because I'm whatever time I wake up, generally I'm getting the sunlight first thing in the morning. So yay. But there's also the risk of vitamin D deficiency as well, because the skin produces vitamin D upon sun exposure, and levels typically drop in the winter. So vitamin D is believed to play a role in promoting serotonin activity in the brain. And so having low levels may exacerbate the serotonin deficiency, which means you then become more depressed. So there's a cascade of different effects that can really disrupt the finely tuned daily and seasonal rhythms of the brain and mood and sleep chemicals. So let's look at some natural ways that you can help manage these symptoms so that they can easily be incorporated into your daily routine, because that's really key, isn't it? Having really easy things that can help you. So first of all, maximize natural light exposure. So try to spend at least 10 to 20 minutes outside each day, especially in the morning, because even if it's cloudy. So, dog walkers, yay, that's massively helpful for us because this can really regulate your circadian rhythm. Brighten your environment, open curtains wide, sit near windows, and make your home and workspace as light an area as possible. So I have a problem because my cats, my kittens that are on foster that don't seem to be going anywhere, have broken all my blinds upstairs, so I can't pull them. So I've got to get them. I've got them getting fixed. The only room I've actually got a full light upstairs is actually in my study, and that's because they've pulled the blinds completely off the wall. I'm not saying they're really, really lovely, absolutely adorable little kittens, should anyone be interested in adopting them, but they do bring a few little challenges. So if you are struggling with the light, consider using lux light therapy. So you actually want 10,000 lux. Okay, so that's the sad lamp seated at arm's length for 20 to 30 minutes. So that's something you can do if you're working on a computer. Bambi, what are you doing to my seat? That's from my mum. Granny would not be happy. He's having a lovely little scratch there. Prioritize movement and exercise. So regular physical activity is a natural mood booster, releasing feel-good endorphins. So aim at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise a few times a week. Now, I'm actually taking part from the 1st of December in the Markathon. I've not heard of it actually before, and it's running every day in December for 25 minutes or 3 miles. So my work colleagues are doing it, so I was like, yeah, sign me up. But again, it's just about getting you out and moving, and you don't have to be going fast. And actually, if you just Google Markathon, it all started because of a guy named Marco, who I think he started doing it in 2009, actually. I think it was that long ago. I think if I've remembered it right. But the idea is that it's going to release those endorphins and you're going to be outside. It's just going to be better for you. So have a look at doing that. But even just going for a walk is going to massively help. Support your diet, nutrient-rich foods. So focused on a balanced diet, rich in whole grains, fruit, vegetables, and lean protein. Bambi, what are you doing? So boost serotonin as well. So look for foods high in the amino acid tryptophan, like oats, bananas, nuts, and seeds. So easy thing. My breakfast this morning, I had oats, I had chia seeds, flax seeds, cacao nibs, and bananas in there. Brilliant. Awesome. And they are all a precursor to the mood regulating neurotransmitter serotonin. And then adding in omega-3s, fatty acids found in chia seeds. So again, chia, fantastic. And walnuts are known to support brain health. I also take an omega-3 supplement as well. And then optimize sleep and routine. So a consistent schedule. So maintain a regular sleep-wake schedule to help regulate your body's internal clock. So my even when I'm on my day off, I tend to stick to the same schedule because it massively just helps me. So, there's pros and cons to that. It means sometimes with these sort of short days, I'm sort of not getting stuff done until like evening time. But it's pros and cons. The other thing to do is worry management. So practice mindfulness, deep breathing or journaling to manage stress, which can often worsen these sad symptoms. So one thing I'm a real advocate of is the miracle morning. It's a lovely thing. There's a book written by Hal Elrod, and then there's an app. And I would really recommend read the book first to understand the background to it. It's very easy to read. The miracle morning is something I really enjoy doing. And I have to confess, I think I'd done 756 days until my dogs died. And then I've been dabbling with it and I haven't been consistent with it. I always feel better when I do it. But my big thing at the moment, I think, as well with Rowan being ill, it's just consistency. And I started it with good intentions a couple of days ago, and then I missed a day yesterday, and now I'm like, I've got to start again. And but being consistent. But actually, even yesterday, I did some of the practice later in the day, and that helped. So it's just having those things, and the practices are silent. So just sitting for even just a minute in silence. I'll often recite gratitude to myself. Affirmations, I have some written affirmations that I go through. Then you want some visualization, so that's pretty easy to do. Exercise, so I exercise by either going for a run or walking the dogs. Reading, I always read when I have my breakfast, so again, easy to do. So they're really easy little things to do. And then I also, the final S is scribe. And so I write in the little journal in the Miracle Morning, and it will ask you about 3 things that you're grateful for and 3 things at the top of your list and things like that. So it's all really, really nice stuff that's actually, there is scientific evidence for this helping boost our mood. So do grab the book because it will help. And I will link it in the show notes as well. And then obviously targeted support with essential oils and supplements. So these can be really powerful in managing mood and energy symptoms. So first of all, essential oils for mood. Aromatherapy works by stimulating the olfactory system, which is directly connected to the brain's limbic system, which is a center of emotion and memory. And the other day I was invited to be the Ask the Expert in this lovely sort of dog professional mentoring group I'm in. And it was really great. And I was with a lot of people that were quite skeptical. And so I was having to really sort of argue the case in a very, very friendly and supportive way. I have to say, it was just an absolute pleasure to be invited on. But there are so many studies looking at aromatherapy for mood boosting. There's been studies in dentist's office where they've been diffusing different oils to see how people manage their stress, and it massively works. You get obviously that emotional connection with different oils, but there's actually therapeutic benefits as well when you're using real oils that actually get taken up by the blood vessels and go directly to the limbic system. So again, that's our center of emotion. So some of my favorite for uplifting and energizing are citrus oils. I love them. They make me feel so happy. Just the aroma of them makes me feel like I'm sat in an orange grove and it's sunny, but they also really have those really intense therapeutic effects for upliftment, energizing and confidence. Peppermint peps you up. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Easy to do, diffuse in the morning or early afternoon to promote optimism and focus. So that is what I have. First thing in the morning, I pop them in my diffuser. It sets me up for the day. It sets my dogs up for the day. Calming and grounding. Oh, you can use lavender. I like wood oils. I also like a proprietary blend called Balance. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'll pop that on me, and I'll usually use that while I'm doing the Miracle Morning. And I put it on a couple of dogs as well, and we have a little mama moment. And you can either diffuse that or apply it topically to your feet, excuse me, or wrists for a sense of calm. And then different things for stress and anxiety. So I love a particular blend called Adaptive, which is the calming blend. It's very, very nice. Lavender again, there's some soft gels that you can help, which will reduce stress and will help with sleep as well. And again, I'll use them topically, and I typically will use them a lot at work. There's also something called the adaptive capsules, which actually have a natural source of GABA, which is again another neurotransmitter that will help upliftment. That's my laptop telling me my battery's dying. I must plug it in. Reduced sad feelings. Okay, so this is actually as opposed to, I mean the emotion sad as opposed to the seasonal affective disorder sad. Yes, Bambi, thank you. Oils such as lavender, clary sage, lemon. So these are oils high in linalool and beta pinene. So they are great for this kind of emotional discomfort. And you can diffuse them or apply them topically. Now, you must remember, if you're using citrus oils and you go out in the sunlight, not that we have that much problem at the moment, then they are photosensitizing. So you just need to put them somewhere where perhaps you won't see the sun. Now, a quick emotional reset is a 60-second breath break with Balance or Citrus Bliss. So you're just breathing for 60 seconds. Another thing I like to do is the 4-second breath. So you're going to put a drop of oil on your hand and you're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and wait for 4. And you can do that cycle again, and it's like a little square. Very, very good for getting the energy back. Another little trick I like to do is popping a drop of wild orange and a drop of peppermint in your hand. You're going to do a couple of deep breaths in it and then pop it at the back of your neck. That is amazing for just re-energizing you and getting you out. It's something I go around with my colleagues with my essential oil bottles, 1 in the morning. Does anyone want to have a little boost? And it really makes a massive difference. So some key supplements for supporting yourself as well, because nutritional deficiencies, especially during the winter, can really contribute to low mood. So if you are on medications or anything like that, you do need to consult your doctor because some things can interfere. But first of all, let's just look at vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. It plays a crucial role in mood regulation. And since sunlight exposure is limited in winter, supplementation is often recommended. So do check your levels and discuss the dosing with your doctor. I do take a vitamin D supplement. So mushrooms, though, are a very good source. Always eat your mushrooms. And after buying, you can increase the vitamin D by placing fresh mushrooms on a tray in direct sunlight for 15 minutes to sort of 120 minutes before eating them. Really good. Now, it's really important with mushrooms, you buy organic because they soak up sunlight. They can also soak up toxins. So if you're not buying organic mushrooms, they're going to be rich in toxins. So always get organic mushrooms. Now, I like to take some supplements. I like the Lifelong Vitality Pack by doTERRA and VMG. So I don't take them together. They both complement, I take them on different days. So today, because sometimes when I'm not at work, I don't have my green smoothie, which is really bad of me. But I know that I'm probably more likely to forget to take my green smoothie than when I'm at work, because I take it in my smoothie bottle. So I always have my Lifelong Vitality. And this is a system that's designed to provide comprehensive support. So alpha CRS, which supports healthy cell function, energy, and mental clarity. Then the omega-3 oils, which provide omega-3 fatty acids, which are vital for brain health and mood support. And the Microplex VMZ, which delivers a balanced blend of essential vitamins and bioavailable minerals, including B vitamins, which are crucial for neurotransmitter production. So as always, if you are using medications or have a mental health diagnosis, do check with your doctor before starting supplements and things like that. And, try all those things and do them for 2 to 4 weeks and then reassess. And you want to track your sleep, your energy in the morning, write a little diary about how you're feeling, check your afternoon mood and your motivation. And then you can tweak things and find out where you need extra help. And obviously, if you need some extra support and you would like to explore using essential oils, then get in touch, because when you get essential oils through me, you get a bespoke plan. You also get access to all their membership support, which is weekly Q&As, as well as follow-up. And I've got loads of courses for you as well. Now, if you want to learn a bit more about natural options for you and your pets, then download my free A Doctor's Guide to Getting Started with Natural Solutions for You and Your Pets. And I will link it in the show notes so you can get it. As always, let me know what you want to find out about. And if you have enjoyed this, please hit the follow or the subscribe button. Share it to your social media. It all helps me know what best to focus on when I'm creating content, but also helps me keep all this content free, because I do my very best to make sure that ads aren't on it or anything like that. And please remember, information shared is for educational purposes and not a substitute for medical or veterinary advice, and always consult a qualified professional for specific health concerns. So you want to say hello to everyone, Bambi? Let me go and say hello to everyone for those who are watching on my YouTube channel. Here is the Bams, who wants a cuddle. Here he is. I know, gorgeous boy. Thank you very much for listening. Drop any questions or comments in the comments, and I will link up those things that I mentioned. Stay safe, stay well. Bye.